Let's get ready to rumble! He's taken another one, and Howard Foster has stopped it! Wow!
This is Thomas Lyons from Raps on TV. I'm here at Stonebridge Boxing Club. Today I'm fortunate to be joined by Kelvin Fawaz. How are you doing today, Kelvin?
I'm doing perfectly great, and you?
Yeah, very well, thank you, very well.
Good.
So just wanted to, obviously there's quite a lot of stuff we can discuss in terms of boxing, and then obviously outside stuff that's sort of cropped up in the news surrounding yourself as being quite a contentious debate among the boxing fraternity, but also in the outside world. So it's been quite a frustrating time for yourself. Been rumours that you're going to turn professional or have aspirations to turn professional. So how frustrating was the whole situation surrounding yourself and the immigration topic in terms of, you know, sort of stopping that process from happening?
How can I put this? It's frustrating, but it's not, because I've been in this predicament for a significant amount of time, for 15 years. So, you know, when you tell a lie so long, you start believing it, and it becomes the truth. My life has been like this for so long that this is comfortable for me now. The only thing that I just hope that before I reach the age of 40, I can have some money to put aside for my kids.
And obviously, with being a boxer, there's obviously the demands and the sort of, you know, hard work that you have to put in, age as well, and you know, that's all the sort of a fight mentally and physically. But see, this situation surrounding yourself and the deportation of yourself, the potential deportation that you know, that has been issued. How much of a fight was that compared to what you've experienced in a boxing ring?
The boxing ring, in comparison to the fight with what had happened in the past, the boxing ring is nothing, because I can adapt, I can visualize it, I can see it coming, I can dodge it. You know, I plan ahead for the boxing. But this is an abstract case. I can't put a finger in it. You know, I can't dodge it, I can't do anything. I just have to tackle it head on. So this is the biggest fight of my life. Boxing is not.
Yeah. And just to start off with, how did you get into boxing? What was your sole motivation to become a boxer?
Now, the trick is, I didn't even know. Maybe in my other life I was a boxer, because when I was a kid in Nigeria, they were building a house, and I took cement. I stole some cement. I stole 2 containers, 2 paint buckets, one of these and another one, and I stole a rod, a long metal rod, and I mixed cement in a big bucket and stones and granite and water, and then I pour couple of cement, a wet one in here, and then I poured the same amount in the other one, identical cup, and then I left them to dry for about 20 minutes, and then I flipped them aside facing each other, and then I took the rod, I stick the rod in here, and I stick the rod in here, and then I started pumping weight, and then after that I gained some muscles. I didn't know what prompted me or what inspired me. I went to the in the bushes or in the dustbin or where they throw rubbish, there is an empty bag of rice. And when you say empty bag of rice, we don't mean plastic bag. I don't mean plastic bag. I mean a bag that's been weaved from cloth. So the magnitude and the hold and the threshold of that is immensely high. So I poured sand in it, and I tied it up to a tree, and I kept on punching it. And I had no idea what boxing was then. I've never seen boxing before. I was 12, I was 11, 12, and I was doing that. And I was punching the bag, punching it, pop, pop, pop. And I've never seen boxing before. That is how, and then that is not how I found boxing. I was just doing that as a fun thing. And then when I came here, I went to Oxford College, and we had a sports day, and we went to Brunel University. And I saw a man called Paul, and he was carrying a bag of gloves, and I ran up to him and I was like, hey, excuse me, sir. I would like to learn how to box. By the way, this was my voice back then. I was a kid. Excuse me, sir. I would like to learn how to box. I want to punch. And he said, have you punched before? I said, no, but I think I'm okay. You can test me. He said, come to the gym and we'll see. I said, okay, yeah, what days? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Within 2 months, I was a force to be reckoned with. I was vicious. And that is how I found boxing. And I wasn't vicious because I had a good coach. But he is a good coach. Okay, I was vicious because I had deeper pains and deeper worries and hunger and desire and I just, you know when you put a cup under the water and the tap keeps dripping one by one. Now this is my emotions. Yeah, the water is life throwing things at me, and the water that is dripping in there is my family that wasn't there, and my mom that left me, and my dad that left me. But bless them because they made me who I am today. So I appreciate what they did. But at some point it's gonna spill up, right?
Yeah.
When I hit the bag, if it's up here, when I hit the bag, it goes down a bit. When I hit the bag, it goes down a bit. When I hit the bag, it goes down a bit. So when I hit the bag, I'm not hitting the bag just for fun or trying to see if I can do it. I was hitting because I want to break it. That's why I knocked out all my opponents. I harnessed my energy from pain, from my mom, my dad, from life experience. And trust me, when people say, oh, your life is bad, your life is this, don't listen to them, because at some point in your life you will have a good run and another person will have a bad run, and then at some point in your life you will have a bad run and that person will have a good run. So it's a balance, okay? You can't say that, oh, life is unfair to me because it's unfair. It's fair because it's unfair to everyone. So I know that my life, this is it. But eventually, the rain has to stop, no? Before the sun comes out, it has to rain, no? And before the sun comes out, the rain has to stop.
Yeah.
It can't rain forever.
100%. And like you've just obviously given a very honest perspective of how you got into boxing, and it seems to be that that's quite a grassroots example, you know, sort of you've not been gifted that, you know, platform with GB or given that amateur, you know, accolades. You've kind of worked your way right from the bottom to the top, and is that how you feel that that's going to, you know, that's going to be the determining factor of why you get so far in the sport, because, you know, you're just willing to, you know, get as far as you possibly can?
The determining factor in the progression and the performance or the career goals and the achievement and the expectation of you to surpass whatever people are telling you is not from what you're saying, as in because I've had a past or whatever. Past breaks people, man, and then after the past break them, they're weak. You know, the past never makes anyone, it breaks them. It's only you that decide that the past is not going to break me. Okay, the past always breaks everyone, but it's your personal inner choice to say, I'm stronger than this, man. No matter what life throws at me, I'm gonna survive. So I'm not gonna make it in boxing because I have the past, I have this. I'm gonna make it because I don't want that to happen again, and I don't want my kids to do that. I'm not fighting for me. I'm 29. I live in a country full of electricity, beautiful women, fruits, and I have an iPhone. I'm telling you, if you go back to Nigeria, there is times that you will stay in a house for 4 days without electricity.
Yeah.
Look what I'm wearing, for God's sake. I got Tim's on. I can't afford this in Nigeria. I can get this here because people being nice to me, they're helping me out. So I don't know, man. In every situation, I promise you, this might be the best speech you ever had. In every situation in life, no matter how bad it is, there is always beauty in darkness.
That's a very fair assessment. I think we always ask, you know, fighters to be as honest as possible, and it seems that way, that you're just, you know, talking from the heart. You know, you've earned what you've rightly got, and, you know, sort of building yourself up, you know, having the support behind you, like you've obviously alluded to there, your Nigerian heritage, that must be obviously something very close to your heart.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got, like, say, the likes of Anthony Joshua, who you've mentioned about his Nigerian heritage and how that sort of helped him and moulded him into the fighter he is today. So do you feel like sort of excluding, you know, the hype, the money, you know, all those sort of characteristics, in terms of bringing it back to, you know, a level playing field with obviously where you've come from, your heritage, your origin, is that more important to you than anything else?
What is more important to me is the journey that I have embarked on, and which is the journey from Nigeria. Because, you see, I tell you, if I was born in this country, I will be less motivated because everything has been given to me from birth. I will have PlayStation, I will have watch, I will be having phones at the age of 10 years old, I will have electricity, I will have food every day. That in its own ruins a child's life. It demotivates them. It gives them the understanding. It gives them the the ability to say, well, this country is great, man. This country has made everyone in it successful. So I don't really have to work hard. All I have to do is just work 9 to 5, put food on my table, and then have a house, and I'm okay. But that is their choice. I don't want that. I want a mansion. I want women. I want cars. I want. What is those things that people eat with crackers? Those really
cheese and crackers?
No. There is something that these rich people eat. It's like eggs, little tiny eggs and stuff. And oh man,
sort of like party food, sort of little snacks.
It's like it's champagne. You drink it with champagne. You eat it. It's like an egg, fish. Oh, fish eggs. What do they call it? Caviar? Is it caviar? Caviar? Yeah, caviar. Yeah, it is caviar. Yeah, those caviar stuff. A little bottle of it is 500 pounds. I want one of those. I want to be able to walk into Cheesecake Factory and order what I want. I want to be able to walk into iPhone store and order an iPhone X or maybe an iPhone 20 XX that's come out in the future. I have this, but an iPhone S is out, and I want X, and I want that, but I can't get it. But that, what I'm saying is, the life that I came from has made me who I am today, and I swear I will never change that for anything.
Yeah.
Because I am enlightened. I'm not enlightened from an ego perspective. I'm enlightened from a perspective that I've suffered so much that life opened up my eyes, man. I know what I want. You can't sell me anything else.
And just obviously moving back, just lastly to the immigration situation, is there any fear or sort of skepticism about the future, what the future is going to hold? Any sort of things that crop to your mind that like say to you that like make you fearful of what's like you've obviously gone through that could be like a hindrance on your future career as a pro? Like, is there any fears or?
I tell you, fears I have none. Okay, because why would I fear? Fear is your listen. If you're in a room and it's dark, yeah, and you're afraid, whose choice is that? To be afraid?
Yours.
Yours. Fear is your choice. I choose not to be afraid because the moment I accept fear, that gives birth to doubt, and that gives birth to failure. Don't fear anything. The only person that you fear is Allah and God, because that is the creator. He could click his finger and you're dead. But I don't fear anything because why should I fear? Everything in this world is made from my Father. If I am my Father's son, why should I fear? I am not afraid, but I am afraid of time. And my Father made time as well. So you should be afraid of time because I'm 29, I'm getting old. I probably have a good 10 years left in boxing. Now, I'm not mentally afraid of that. I'm just, in my career, I'm afraid of that because my career is going down the drain. Because my career works with age. So that I'm afraid of because I'm a human being, you know. I have to have emotions and feelings and stuff. I'm afraid that I might not be able to get to the top before the Home Office answers me. That I can tell you I'm afraid of that. But any fear you have, if you relinquish that fear and say, you know what, life is gonna fix it, man. Life made that fear happen. Life will fix it. It's not no. Every fear is temporarily. It's gonna eventually evaporate. So if you relinquish all your worries and fears and anxiety to the universe, I promise you, man, you will feel as light as a feather because you're not carrying baggages anymore. You've let it go. But I don't mean letting it go and say, fuck it, I'm not gonna do anything anymore. do your work, do the hard work, let life take its course. That's just it. You know, when I'm afraid of time.
And now moving on to like the boxing, the more positive talk. Obviously, pushing it back to when you were boxing as an amateur. You obviously achieved a lot as an amateur, winning the national championships in 2012, I believe.
2012.
As a light welterweight.
As a light welterweight, and then I won the light middleweight, and then the light middleweight, and then I won the welterweight, and then I won the middleweight. Now, this is the welterweight. This is a belt that I acquired when I beat Ted Cheeseman. He is signed with Eddie Hearn, and he's earning probably millions right now. And I beat him up, man. And I got the belt, and he's making millions, and I'm cleaning toilets. This is the middleweight belt, the 75 kilo. This is the most recent belt I've had, and I got it. I also got the 75 kilo, the light middle one, that's at home. And I also got the champion for 75 kilo as well. So, I have won the title in 3 different weight classes. It's never been done in boxing, in the history of boxing. It has been done, but not in the way that I did it. People might win 3 different weight classes. People might win 3 different championships in middleweight. I went down and up and down. So that must show something.
And obviously touching on the 3 weight classes, if you start off with the light welterweight division, it's booming at the moment. We've obviously seen Terence Crawford's move up to welterweight, and it's sort of opened the doors for a lot of these up and coming top contenders in the 140 division. See on the weekend, Mikey Garcia won the IBF title over Sergey Lipinets. Obviously got another fight coming up between Ramirez and Iman for the WBC title. So obviously, like, do you think that's sort of, it's a healthy thing for boxing that, you know, when titles are relinquished and it gives these fighters a chance to fight for vacant titles, that it's a thriving place to be in boxing terms?
It's not a thriving place to be, man. When you say a person vacates a title and the title is up for grab, that is showing the level of your performance. It shows that you're not confident enough to take that title. Because whoever has that title, if I turn pro, I'm coming for it. I don't need anyone to vacate it. I want the person that owns it to stay there. Why would you vacate the title? That makes me not the real champion. It makes you the champion because no one can take it off you, so you move up a weight. That's bullshit. Don't ever listen to anyone that says, "Oh, they vacate the weight, so let's go and grab it." No, that's fake. That's cheating.
And did you manage to catch Mikey Garcia's fight on the weekend?
Oh, I don't watch boxing.
Oh, okay.
I never watch boxing.
Okay.
I don't watch boxing. I just do boxing, and it's not that I don't like it. It's just that everything I see on TV about boxing. No offense to all the boxers, okay. All of you work hard. I respect you. I give you all the respect you deserve. I praise you for your hard work. But they're all boring. You know, they throw 1-2 hook. They have no class. They have no style. They have no ego. And I don't mean ego that controls them. I mean you controlling the ego. You know, when you have an ego, sometimes the ego controls the individual, and then you see them acting like they're in an authentic human being. They're not authentic. They're fake. That's why you call them, why you playing around? Stop acting all, you know. And then there's men that has ego, but they control it, you know. They embody because they know they work hard, and that ego comes out of that. But when you have a guy that's just have an ego for no reason, that's stupidity, man. So, my saying, you have to. I tell you. Boxing is a sport, right? Swimming is a sport, yeah? Playing tennis is a sport. The expectation of the ego that is required in boxing and every other sport are not the same. Boxing, ego, the confidence, the desire to be the best, the belief is immensely high. Because if you don't believe it yourself, who else will? if you don't believe in yourself, how the hell are you gonna get it? I've always believed I can do stuff. Before I even try it, I've already said I can understand it. That's why I do boxing, I do salsa, I play the piano, I sing. I never sang before, now I can sing. Now I'm gonna play the trumpet, I'm learning how to play the trumpet. So I don't see that there and say, oh my God, oh that's too hard for me. I see that and I say, ooh, what a lovely challenge, let's see it. You know? Is all the level of magnification. Change the level of your perspective. If your perspective and your ideas and the way you view things are in a box, you can never see what is outside the box. But if your level of views and level of understanding is outside the box and inside the box, you're untouchable, man. Don't only set your mind to one thing. You see, I tell you, 1 + 8 is what? 9. Yeah?
Yeah.
7 + 2 is what?
9.
5 + 4?
9.
2 + 7. 3 + 5. 3 + 6. Oh. No, 3 + 6. Yeah, 9. See, they all arrive at the same destination, but they all took different journeys. Understand?
Yeah.
So, one way by seeing this journeys, 1 + 8 is 9, and you think that is the only way, it shows the level of your intelligence. You have to be flexible. I'm telling you, man, life is beautiful. You just have to look at it from a different point of view.
Yeah, and I think as well with that sort of flexibility and the sort of plethora of opportunities that have arisen in boxing, obviously there's numerous promoters, numerous management teams that fighters can choose to go down. Talking about yourself, obviously you've just touched on that you see yourself only having, say, 10 years, a decade left in the sport. There was obviously a few articles brought out to say that you'd been offered a contract with Frank Warren.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Could you maybe go into a bit more detail about how that came about?
It's still there. They still see me as a force to be reckoned with, because I'm still the champion. I don't train. I train once a year. I only train when the ABA comes on. So that shows that, you know, I've acquired a lot of knowledge from boxing. You know, when you have a car, if you keep driving the car every day, it's eventually going to break down quickly and run down quickly. But if you have a car and you drive it once every month, the life expectation will be further. And that is what I'm doing. The car is my life, my body, and I'm trying to not use so much of my essence and ruin it. And then by the time I get my papers, I won't have anything to give out. Yeah. So that part I can say.
And how much are you looking forward to making that transition when the opportunity does present itself to move over from the amateur game to the pro ranks?
There was a girl. They asked this girl. She was born blind. They asked her, "What would it be like? How would you feel if you were to see right now? How would you feel?" She said, "I don't know, because I've never seen light before, so I don't know what light is." Get it?
Yeah.
So, I don't know how I feel when I get it, because I've never had it before. But I guess we'll find out when that happens.
And another name you mentioned there, talking through your experience with him in the amateur game, Ted Cheeseman, is with obviously Eddie Hearn and Animatron Boxin, and he's come off a good win against Carson Jones. And obviously being a light middleweight, that division's thriving as well. So obviously being with that platform and sort of the way boxing at the moment is developing, are you sort of open to other offers from other promoters?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm open to offers from everywhere. I'm not just gonna stay in one place. I mean, if someone offers me this, I'm not gonna say, okay, that's a very good deal. If you offer me this, I'll say, okay, thank you. We'll take this into consideration, and then we'll go and meet another person, and then do that. If someone offers me something and I jump at it, I'm a fool, you know. I look around and see what is good, and whatever comes, whatever suits my taste, and I will take it.
Yeah. And a stablemate of yours who also boxes here at Stonebridge, Michael Lowell, Mikel Lowell, 6-0, has come off the good win on the Groves Eubank undercard in Manchester. Will you tell us a bit about Lowell as a fighter? Obviously seen him in the gym a lot, and how he's developed since obviously turning over pro and the mark he's made on the cruiserweight division so far?
Mikel is a different breed. Okay, you know, that is why he's been in the gym for only a few amount of time, and then look at him now. You know, he's not like everyone that spends 11 years, 9 years doing it from birth. No, he just came in and took it up. And look, now imagine what he could have done if he'd done it from a young age. He's special. We just don't know how special it is. We just have to wait till he gets to the
sort of moves through the levels and gets tested.
And he gets tested. Yeah. But you can see from the level of his performance now, the people that he's gonna have to contend with and fight with are gonna be in trouble. Yeah.
And saw Josh Taylor's been down here in the past, do a bit of sparring. Did you manage to get a sparring done with Josh Taylor?
I was the chief sparring partner for Josh Taylor against O'Hara Davis, and Josh Taylor's sparring partner was ill, and they just called me up for just one session, and I needed the cash, so I went up there. And after my performance, they said they need me to help them. And I already sparred with O'Hara Davis already, so I know how the guy fights. And normally I would never give tips, so I don't know. I didn't give tips. I just said the obvious, because he loads on and trying to use his power, but you only get to a certain stage in your life where the power can never take you further anymore, because the power, you have to find someone in a stable place before you can hit them with the power. But imagine you find someone that's constantly moving, your power is
limited.
It's limited.
Yeah.
So that happened to me. I remember what I said. I had so much power, so much aggression, so much pain. So I relinquish all my aggression and punching people, and I knock them out. But then I got to a point where the people that I am fighting are not. It's not that they're not powerful. They are powerful, but they don't use the power, the physical power. They use the middle power, the power between the physical and the power between the brain. Yeah. The mind power and then the physical power combined, that is unstoppable. But everyone nowadays are only boxing with the physical power, and they don't understand that everything comes in pairs. Day, night, hot, cold, women, men, summer, winter, everything is in pairs. So you can't have just aggression. You have to have the subtle side of aggression, and the subtle side of aggression is mental aggression.
Yeah. And with Josh Taylor's being sort of tipped as one of the hottest prospects in the UK. Obviously, he's ranked third with the WBC, so ranked in the world rankings across all governing bodies. And obviously, you would have presumed that was, a great test for yourself. And did you find that an invaluable experience to box someone of his caliber?
He was ranked what number?
Number 3 with the WBC, I believe.
Okay, with my performance, I'll be ranked number 1 and number 2. I'm not boasting, okay? This is no boasting, okay? Josh is my friend. I'm just speaking from my performance with Josh. So, he's a really, really good man. He never took advantage of me. He helped me. He gave me, he gave me finance to help me with my, and he really, really, really helped me. At some point, I was down. I couldn't go further because I didn't have rent to pay. And the money of sparring, he helped me. And what a gentleman. He's a lad. You see, I don't have friends because the people that I see around that want to be my friend, their level of mindset is just poor. And it's not only the level of mindset, the level of compassion, the level of humanity. They don't have the grace in them. Now, Josh has a lot of grace in him. There is this saying that I used to say. There are priests and people that have studied the Bible and sculptures and prophets who can recite every word in the Quran without looking at it, and every word in the Bible without looking at it, and any other religions, because they are so into that. They've studied it so much, but they do not have a drop of the Mother's grace in their blood. But they know the religion, and they are savages. people who can't read and write, who understand the Father's wisdom. Do you understand? So, because you go to church and you go to whatever you go, that does not make you righteous. There are people that never go to church and they're more righteous than people that go to church. It all starts from within, you know, from how you feel about people, how you care. And a lot of people don't care. I mean, I was walking on the street and there was what did they call it? A newspaper on the table, on the chair. A man just came and just, because he wanted to sit down, he just went this. And I just looked at the man. I said, listen, do you think that is normal to do that? The most logical thing to do is just take it away and just put it somewhere else. That is the gentle way. That, you're fighting with yourself. No, it's enough said. People are weird, man. People are weird. Human beings are weird. And I am weird too. I know that. Because I can't be normal and talk like this. I'm weird, but I have a good heart. And I know when someone is a good person, and a lot of people are bad. And that's why I don't have friends. Yeah. Josh Taylor, I would happily be his friend. But I'm a bit shy to ask him.
Yeah.
I'm a bit shy. I don't have, because what can I do? We go out for dinner or we go out to do something. He will buy the whole bar. I don't even have £5.
I think as well, to like sum up that, I think it's the whole sort of pushing it back to the respect factor within boxing. You know, when you do like have a sparring session and, you know, you're helping each other out, I think that's the most valuable part of the experience, you know, to help each other, you know, develop each other as a fighter, and the respect there at the end. You know, boxing should be all about respect for fighters, because obviously we've seen, you know, in the past with some, you know, accidents that have happened.
Yes.
With Scott Westgarth recently passing away, obviously with Nick Blackwell, you know, and it sort of puts into perspective that, you know, the health of fighters is paramount in all situations. And is that that's how you feel in terms of respect needs to be, you know, warranted in a boxing ring?
Oh man, respect doesn't need to be. I don't know, man. If you go in the ring, see, life is unpredictable, because if I tell you to respect the boxer and go in the ring and respect the boxer, your level of performance will not be high. You will be low, because you're respecting him. You're in a way afraid of him, you know? But if you go in the ring and you want to take his head off and you want to kill him and you want to punch his head off and you're angry at him, you will lose. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, where do you find that middle ground? I can't tell you how to get there. I can't tell you how it is. But it took me 29 years to get there. I only just got there. And I'm not only speaking about boxing, I'm speaking about everything in life. You just have to find the middle part. You might say, oh, it's too hot. Oh, stop. And then you might say, oh, it's too cold. Oh, stop. Where do you go from here? You have to compromise. You know?
It's like the Goldilocks riddle with the porridge, the hot porridge and the cold porridge, and trying to find that centre ground.
You got to tell me that. I need to. What is that? You got to tell me. I've never.
Oh, it's just a saying.
I want to hear the saying.
No, it's just like a old sort of riddle with like you talking there about, you know, something being too hot, too warm.
Too warm, yeah.
And then trying to find that middle ground.
That middle ground. That is it.
But yeah, that's just my sort of
that's good. Now
an acronym of it.
yeah. Now everybody in this life, let's say there are 100 people in this world. 40 of them are on the hot, and 40 of them are on the cold. And then, let's say 10 of them are in the middle. It's hard, man. But the middle don't come easy. It's hard to get it. That's why it's the middle. It's hard to get it. That's why it's the middle point that is important. Whatever is important, you don't get it easily, right?
Yeah.
But it's easy to be angry. It's easy to get something hot. It's easy to get something cold and soft and very, very delicate, and it's very but it's very hard to find someone that's delicate and at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm a joker, man. I joke a lot. I make fun. People consider me as a kid. But you put me in a ring, I will eat someone up. And I mean it. You haven't seen me spar or fight before. But then I'm so soft as well. I don't know.
It's that sort of switch when you step
I
into a
can
box.
switch it on and off. I have that ability to do it. I have that ability. I smile and joke, and the moment I can express emotions very quickly. And that came from personal experience about life. It didn't just happen one day. It came from my mom leaving me, my dad leaving me seeing dead bodies on the floor and playing with them, me being beaten up, me being stabbed 25 times, me being shot with a gun, me being in a coma, me being hit with a baseball bat in the head, me almost dying, and me walking on the street crying because I don't have any family, I have nobody here. I was 14.
Finally, thanks for giving us some of your time today. I appreciate it. Do you want to shout out your social media?
Oh yeah, my Instagram is Instagram_boxer. My Twitter is okay, hold on, let me try. And my Twitter is @Kelvin Fawaz. My Twitter is @Kelvin Fawaz, and my Facebook is Kelvin Bilal Fawaz. Please follow me. I have cool videos and stuff. And plus, now that everything is going on in my career and everything with the Home Office, I have turned my desire to coaching now. I've taken a coaching course, and I've already applied for the England coach badge, which I'll be getting very soon. And I do personal training, and I train boxers, and I'm pretty good at training boxers, because the coaches teach the boxers to go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 power shot. But when you do 1-2, the opponent's gonna hit back, no? So 1-2 slip, and you come back with a combination. When you throw a right, your head is in a straight line. You throw a right, that's what the coach tells you, throw a right. But what about this right, where the other jab goes here, and your head is away, and you jab that way? Or you throw this, you know, it's just so much that I have, because I've learned myself. I don't have a coach. I taught myself everything, and I became a champion. So it obviously works. Okay, so I think in the future I'll be a coach as well.
Thanks very much for giving us some of your time today. We definitely broke down quite a lot of stuff, and I'm sure everyone will, appreciate the honesty that you've given us.
I'm always honest.
Yeah.
And you brought out emotions, man. I don't like that. I'm off.
All right, top man. Cheers.